All right. Last two episodes of Echo. Just finished it up. Got some things written down. Surprised I wrote this much. Anyway, fourth episode is called Teloa. Apparently that's the name of Maya's mother. We start with some flashbacks. We go back to 2008. We see Maya as a young child in New York City. This means it's after her mother's death. And it looks like she's left school, goes to get some ice cream. The ice cream man doesn't understand what she's saying because she's speaking in sign language. She goes off to meet, Uncle Kingpin, who's sitting in the limo nearby. She's all sad and weepy. So what does Kingpin do? Well, the same thing Wilson Fisk always does. He goes and beats the shit out of an ice cream dude. I mean, he could have gone and bought the whole damn thing or just give him a word, but he just beats the shit out of her. Him, rather. Maya sees this all happening, and rather than being shocked, Maya goes up and kicks the battered ice cream dude a few times. Because that's the type of kid Maya is, I guess. We then flash forward to 2021, which if you're actually paying attention in MCU timeline, the blip is done. We are now in the blip zone, that 5-year time frame between, Thanos snapping his fingers and the Avengers bringing everyone back. So this is New York City blip time. You wouldn't know it was. Not from the way it was shown in Endgame. This just like thriving metropolis. But why do we care about continuity? Why do we do that when we have a cinematic universe where everything Kevin Feige said used to be connected? Whatever, Kevin. Maya and Fisk are having dinner, and he tells her, your tutelage is over. You're now ready to take on responsibilities. Shows out the sign language interpreter, and since she knows too much, they just kill her. Shoot her in the head. Wrap her in plastic, take her off. That's that. Flash to the present. We now have Maya confronting Fisk in her backyard. He gives her forces her to wear contacts so that she can see him signing. Technology shows like digital him signing with hands and arm movements because he hasn't picked up sign language. And all the time that he was with Maya, never picked it up, I guess. They go inside because he wants to have Sunday dinner. He's really not upset, that she killed him, tried to kill him. He's basically expressing his affection for her. He brings wine. She pours it down the sink, gives him sodas. She gives him sodas to drink. And he basically says, only we can trust each other. He's basically trying to win her back. He says, I know you want an empire. I will give you an empire if you come home, meaning come back to New York City and be my little niece Maya again. Again, I'm not certain where this whole thing with her wanting her empire came from. I don't remember that as part of Hawkeye. Hawkeye was 2 years ago. I don't remember that much for the character then, but it certainly hasn't been shown here other than that first line in the beginning where she said, there's been a kingpin, now there's time for a queen. So again, 8 episodes shrunk down to 5 episodes with a lot of stuff cut out. I think a lot of the storyline was cut out. It's very choppy. Then Fisk goes off, says, I'm going to stay at the hotel. We then see the Choctaw powwow is being set up. Chula's there, and suddenly she has visions. The same visions of, her ancestors in the past. And Maya has them at the same time. So Maya kind of goes catatonic, and Henry rushes her over to Chula's house, where Chula and Maya finally meet. So we're now, 4th episode in, been in town for a few days. They finally meet up. Chula basically explains, look, I have had the same visions as you. I first had them when I gave birth to your mother because it was a difficult childbirth. And what she says is, it's her, it's the ancestor speaking to them. And she says that Maya's mother gained powers as well. Maya's mother was a healer. That was her gift. And there's some confrontation about why did you abandon me, Grandma? That's Maya. And Chula's like, look, I couldn't stand to be around you because you remind me too much of your mother. I guess it's supposed to be some drama, family drama. But again, There's so much missing in this show. And again, I keep saying again, but I feel like I'm repeating myself because I am. What is this show about? Why is this in the MCU? Other than the fact that Kingpin is there, Maya Lopez could have been any criminal character. She has no superpowers, as established starting at the show. They've gotten rid of her, photographic memory, her photographic reflexes. She's just normal powered Maya. She's gaining powers throughout the show. Maya leaves angry, and then we see her. Well, there's a whole bunch of piddly crap in between by NPCs, and then we see Maya go to the hotel, meets up with Fish. She points a gun at him, and there's a confrontation. She calls him a monster, and Fish rightly points out, "You knew everything I was. You were there doing it with me. You killed tons of people." Yeah, our hero Maya killed tons of people. Think about that. Think about the presentation of the MCU heroes, heroines, whatever you want to call them. Think about it. Are they heroes? He shows her the hammer he used to kill his dad. So that calls back to the Daredevil series. So is Daredevil now MCU continuity? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. He admits, look, I failed you as a father, and here's the hammer. You want to strike me down? Kill me. Kill me with the hammer that I killed my dad with. I know Gary from Nerdrotic says like Fisk is asking to be killed, basically asking for suicide by Maya. Me personally, I don't think that he thought she would do it. So she throws the hammer down, walks away. The whole episode ends with Maya having flashbacks of everything she's seen. We've seen through this 3.5, 4 episodes, and she leaves town. That's episode 4. Episode 5. Maya. Okay, so Maya starts off back in the past when Maya's a young child. She's got a slingshot, and she aims and takes out a woodpecker. Because that woodpecker is being very offensive, I guess, just pecking away at a tree. She takes the wounded woodpecker to her mother, says, "It fell. It got hurt." Mom's like, "Yeah, really? What happened?" She goes, I shot it. Because, that's healthy behavior for children, hurting small creatures. Wonder why she grew up and then killed a bunch of people. Our hero. Maya's mom says, the Choctaw, we don't hurt living things. Except Maya does. Anyway, mom heals the bird. We flash back to the present. We see Chula going to get a sewing machine. She's sewing something. Turns out she's sewing together Maya's super suit, her super costume. After she picks up a sewing machine from Scully, she runs into Fisk, who acts very friendly and charming, and we all know what's going to happen. Yeah, of course, he's going to kidnap Chula, Maya's grandma. Maya, of course, is on her way out of town, and she starts getting messages from her cousin's Biscuits. Remember him? Honestly, he kind of reminds me of like a Jack Black side character before Jack Black actually starred in movies, when he was just, a secondary co-star character. He says, "I can't find Chula. I can't find Bonnie. Remember Bonnie? She's been in the show for about 5 minutes. Maya's best friend. We saw her as a kid. We saw her tied up. That's all we've seen of Bonnie. But now she's been kidnapped too, I guess. They're both missing." Yeah, kidnapped. Of course. Kingpin has kidnapped them. Maya goes to Chula's house to see if she can find him because she doesn't know that Kingpin has kidnapped him. Of course, we as the audience do. And she goes in and she sees her mom. It's a vision of her mom. And her mom says, you're in a line of proud Choctaw women with powers. She explains how our bloodline is descended and you have powers. And it's your job to protect the family, to protect your people. Use your gifts. And she says, what did she say? Strategy, cunning, ferocity, and love. Those are the powers you have. And then, I love you is exchanged and mom is gone. The vision of mom disappears, and in front of Maya is her super suit. We get a vision of the super suit. And again, as I've said before, the Choctaw Nation was involved in the production of this to to confirm authenticity of everything. So they're showing off the suit. It's fine. It's fine that they're verifying the accuracy. They're creating a realistic portrayal. That's good. I'm okay with that. The super suit, I'm not certain why, because my Echo, rather, the comic character, doesn't have this. But again, stop saying again, for God's sakes, Burnett. Maya Lopez in the MCU is not comic book Echo. They're just using the name. We go to the powwow. We see Kingpin's goons showing up. The Russian, Eastern European guy with the bad accent sets up on top of a trailer with an RPG. We got a bunch of goons sitting in white vans armed to the teeth. Maya sneaks in past them all during a procession of people singing, dancing. She sneaks in costume, so they don't see her sneak in. She goes to a barn for some reason, pulls out a gun. I don't know why she went to the barn. There's no explanation. She just goes to the barn, and then Kingpin is there. And he shows he's got Chula and Bonnie captive, and he confronts her. He's like, "You betrayed me." And she's like, "No, you betrayed me." Of course, it's all being done in sign language. Bonnie's translating. And one of his goons just punches Bonnie in the face, knocks her to the ground. And now it's Echo powers activate. We get visions of all her ancestors, all the women that we've seen so far, and they all converge in her. And we now have, going to say, the Rise of Skywalker moment, where it's we are all the Jedi. Rey is all the Jedi. Now Maya is all her ancestors. We see all the ghost visions of her ancestors standing behind her. And now she's got the powers. And she channels the powers to Chula and Bonnie. And they then proceed to all kick ass and take out all the goons. Meanwhile, outside, the goons with the guns sitting in the van, they're still a danger. But don't worry, Henry's there, who takes out RPG dude sitting on top of the RV. What does Biscuits do to protect everyone? I swear to God, he literally drives what looks like a freaking monster truck over the two vans and crushes them. There's 8 people, at least, in each of those vans. Did he just kill 16 people? I don't see how they're not hurt significantly by like an 8,000-pound vehicle crushing them. I don't get it. While that's happening outside, we have, the 3 women kicking ass inside, taking out all the dudes. Kingpin's the only one left standing. He charges at Maya, and Maya now heals him. That's right. She takes away his pain. Yep. Places hands on him. We see a flashback. And it's supposed to be Wilson Fisk as a child, remembering when his father would beat his mother. And actually, we see him looking at the white wall. And if you remember Daredevil, the significance of that white wall, when he went and bought that painting at his wife's, God, I forgot her name. Shoot. At his future wife's museum gallery, just a white painting, white wall. Because you look at that wall, that was a wall. So again, we got another proper, good Marvel television show, Daredevil, coming into the canon, I guess. His pain is healed. It's like, what did you do to me? And then he flees. Cops show up. And then we see Maya leaving town. We think she's leaving town. In fact, she's going to meet with her family and sits down for dinner. That's it. We get a little M credit scene where Fisk is flying home and hears on the news that, New York City has a mayoral election. It's really split and they need an outside candidate because Fisk is going to run for mayor. That actually does come from the comic books. So, what was this show about? Damned if I know. Damned if I know. This has nothing to do with Echo the character from the comic books. I'm not even certain how this really connects with the MCU. It is clearly created at the time that the MCU was still in full force and effect, meaning being created then. I don't know how long it's going to last after the success of Captain Marvel, after the fact that This show is clearly not going to be a success. I don't know when we're going to see ratings on this, but I don't have no idea what the purpose of this show was. Has no connection with anything in the MCU. There's nothing superhero-y about it. Is this what we get now, Kevin Feige? Checking DEI bingo for ESG points? There was a time when the MCU, drew upon the canon and created shows and movies that everyone liked. Now we're just checking boxes. Whole bunch of boxes checked here. You know what box wasn't checked? An enjoyable show. Anyway, maybe I'll do something later on, overall wrap up, but this was, again, how do I get back these 3 hours of my life? I don't know. Can I file a complaint somewhere? Questions, comments, witticisms down below. Click the like button. Click the subscribe button. See you next time.